Like aerobic exercise improves your lung function, breathing exercises can make your lungs more efficient. And there's a real swell of interest at the moment around breath and breathing. Courses, workshops, information overload. Who would have thought there is so much to learn about something we automatically do over 8 million times per year? So let's take a deep breath and find out more. Ella, in its simplest term, what is breathwork?
Breathwork is paying attention to the way that you breathe to change the chemistry of your blood, to change your state of consciousness, and to just bring you into your body completely.
Do we breathe correctly?
Most of us know. The majority of society is using their mouth to breathe or breathing just into their chest, not into their belly. So no, lots of us are very dysfunctional breathers.
Hold up, there's going to be a lot of people watching this who go, yeah, of course I breathe through my mouth. That's what it's designed for. Please explain.
Our mouths are not made for breathing at all whatsoever. Our mouths are made for eating and kissing and talking and breathing when there's a practice behind it, like an intentional mouth breathing practice. Beautiful. Habitual mouth breathing is not it. We're not getting any of the gas exchange that we need to get when we breathe in and out of our mouths because our noses are this super underrated organ, right? So it's not just this tiny little thing that's like coming off your face. It is so much more happening in there. And when we breathe in through our noses, we're mixing it with this gas called nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is helping the gas exchange in our bodies. It is filtering the air. It's controlling the amount of air that we take in. And it's heating the air up to the perfect temperature. Whereas our mouths do not do any of that. Our mouths just take it in. There's way too much happening. There's no nitric oxide being mixed in there. And yes, it's keeping us alive, but at what state?
Making them deep breaths in through the nose, feeling that belly rise, your ribs expand, your chest rises. You let it go out of the mouth.
How hard is it to go from a mouth breather to a nose breather?
It's actually quite hard because our noses fall under that if you don't use it, you lose it kind of category. So a lot of us have become mouth breathers and our noses have actually stopped working. So it is a little bit hard if you have been a habitual mouth breather. It does take a little bit of time and practice to get your nose back and open and flowing again properly, but it is so worth it.
Now in through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, hold.
What are the health benefits mentally for breathwork?
Oh my God, the limit doesn't exist. There's so many. You can look at it in each way. There's the scientific health benefits where you're like increasing your vagal tone by putting yourself into different stress responses to then relax into the stress response in the different breath holds. You are relaxing your body, you're bringing yourself into your parasympathetic or your rest and digest. And the majority of society sit in their sympathetic nervous system constantly. So just that moment for themselves to come into their bodies is going to make them feel incredible. There is the spiritual, which is like the magic and the things that you can't explain and the different sensations that happen to your body and like the revelations that you have with yourself. It helps your sleep. It just helps everything, really.
Every breath in is as full as it can be. You soften your body, you let it go on every exhale.
Who's breathwork good for?
Everyone. Absolutely everyone, because there's different kinds of breathwork practices. Like you're not going to put someone who's pregnant into one of the spicy sympathetic classes, and you're not going to put someone with a heart condition into those classes, but you would put those people into a really slow, gentle, parasympathetic, deep breath kind of class, whereas then you put me and you, no heart conditions and not pregnant, into that spicy class, and we're just going to evolve into that response. Like everyone can benefit from breathwork, and that's the thing that I find the funniest is when people roll their eyes at breathwork as a practice, and it's like, take away everything else out of your life. Like you can live without steps, you can live without water, you can live without food, you can live without all of these things that you prioritize because that's healthy, but you're not paying any attention to the way that you breathe. You're not spending any time noticing how you're breathing, but you're worried about everything else.
Straight back in, 2, 3, 4, let go.
Why did you get into it?
I thought it was absolute ludicrous. I was like, I don't need breathwork. Breathwork's not for me. And I was a very different person. I was very stuck in my stress response and very stuck in what had happened to me in my life. I'd done all the talk therapy, and then that hadn't stopped the gravitational pull towards the low vibrational behaviors that I found myself in. And then I surrendered to a breathwork session one day, and I laughed at the guy who was explaining everything, and I thought, you sound a little bit crazy, and you're telling me that all that's going to happen from a deep breath. And then lo and behold, now here I am saying, yes, that is all the things that happened, and yes, that was the most life-changing moment for me. So I was desperate for something to help me feel like I was safe in my body, and breathwork was that for me.
Back in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let it go.
I would love everyone to feel empowered. I would love everyone to understand that breathing isn't just this thing that our bodies do. And yes, it's part of our nervous system and we don't have to pay any attention to it, but it is a tool that you always have with you. It has the power to completely change your state in 4 deep breaths if you allow it to. And I just don't think that people understand that we have this within us the whole time. And I would love everyone to know that they are very powerful.
We use our breath every day without even really thinking about it, and I think we take for granted that incredible power that it has over how we think, feel, and even perform. So if you're feeling stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed, perhaps tap back in to that innate power that we hold within and use your breath to really change how your body thinks and feels. Breathwork could be for you.